partnership. Now, from day one, when I was elected mayor, I've made it a priority to ensure that Chicago's convention and tourism industry was no longer second and was no longer losing jobs, but starting to add jobs. And that the city of Chicago, because of a series of challenges, was actually beginning to lose its place in the convention industry to Vegas and Orlando. And I sat down with Jorge, as he remembers, because at that time we had a lawsuit that hung over McCormick Place from two separate individual unions based on some disagreements. We sat at the table in my conference room. Sometimes we ran around the table, but we sat there, the table was present, and we hammered out an agreement with the Teamsters, we hammered out an agreement with the carpenters, we hammered out an agreement with the electrical workers and stagehands, and Chicago today is now winning back businesses that it used to lose to Vegas and Orlando. In fact, we just ended both March and April. Both March and April were record months in the city of Chicago as it relates to hotel occupancy and rates. It has also last year generated over $100 million worth of hotel tax revenue. Taxes and revenue that we don't ask for the Chicago taxpayers. Visitors and conventioners pay for it. In the Chicago area, the convention industry is coming back and winning shows. So in addition to this, this ability to build what was always in the plan, 2 hotels and an event space, we are creating 10,000 jobs and making sure that we do not lose the shows by losing the convenience that people have to being here and near the facility of McCormick Place. Not only in the area of making sure that we had different labor agreements so that McCormick Place was more competitive. We changed our taxi industry, which had not been changed in 25 years, so people who were tourists and conventioners had a different experience and a more welcoming experience coming here and making sure that there was a reception here. About a year ago, we also agreed, because of foreign conventioners that are coming, or foreign shows, who like using mass transit, after 40 years, we're finally now going to open up an L stop 2 blocks away. So you didn't just have to take a bus or a cab, you can take mass transit if you wanted to come here. But one of the things that was missing from McCormick Place's competitiveness was not only removing the lawsuit, which we did, but more hotels in the proximity to McCormick Place. That is, constantly when I've met with the auto show and the other restaurateurs association, they wanted closer hotels to McCormick Place. This is a city that's known, unlike Orlando and Vegas and other cities, it's a city where conventioners come here, trade shows come, because they can do business in Chicago. That is what we're known for. Vegas has a different experience. Orlando has a different experience. Chicago is known as a convention site where you do business. They want the hotel proximity, so they keep that business flow coming and the capacity to make deals and long-term agreements for them. And since we solved the issue as it relates to the lawsuit that was overhanging McCormick Place, we have won about $4.5 billion worth of trade shows, long-term contracts for McCormick Place. Truth is, friends in labor, as Father said, there was a little prayer involved in making that agreement, in the sense that would that all come to fruition, both the hotel construction, the hotel occupancy, and the business that came back to the city of Chicago with making record breaks, creating records. So that was essential to do for the city of Chicago in creating what I think are the opportunity. This is unprecedented. The idea that we would make an investment from the city and create 10,000 construction jobs. These are not jobs leaving the city, they're staying and being built here and created here in the city of Chicago. And any mayor, any governor in the country would ask an opportunity to have 10,000 jobs and 3,700 permanent jobs and be not a second place finisher, but a first place finisher in the convention industry. Where in the city of Chicago, the convention industry and the hospitality industry supports about a little over 130,000 jobs here in the city of Chicago, in the greater area. And we can't afford to have a leadership fall back or fall by the wayside. And in addition to that, there is a need for an event space. There is an important sector of the industry we do not compete for, the medium and small size industry. We do not have the capacity to go after that. Having this investment will open up the medium and small size convention business that today Chicago takes a pass on. We'll also have the ability to have concerts. We'll have the ability to have city events, like CPS graduations, like community college graduations, like CPS athletic events. We'll be able to be here. So while yes, DePaul's men and women basketball team will play here. Good luck at the next season. We have since this, I also have another university in the area has asked also to have the opportunity to play here. It will open doors and opportunity and economic growth in the area. And because DePaul has come in as a tenant on a long-term contract, it has opened up another door for us, which is the ability to actually revitalize Navy Pier. We do not have to face an either-or option. If you want to be a leader in the convention business and a leader in tourism business, you have to also revitalize Navy Pier. Navy Pier gets a little over 9 million visitors a year. It's the biggest venue for visitors, for the biggest attraction for the city of Chicago for visitors. Not just the city of Chicago, not just the state. It attracts more people than any other venue in the Midwest, Navy Pier. And because of this creative financing, we do not have to pick between revitalizing, re-energizing McCormick Place or revitalizing, re-energizing Navy Pier. We get to do both. The investment that DePaul is going to make allows us to free up the resources to revitalize Navy Pier and create the jobs and economic opportunity there. And I will say, not only are we doing that at Navy Pier, but obviously the Children's Museum, which was a big fight in the city for a long time, the Children's Museum will stay at Navy Pier, and at the site in which we had a fight, we now have a new park going on, the Maggie Daley Park. So we've resolved a number of issues that have been around, and we're moving forward, not only in the 10,000 jobs it will create, but 3,700 permanent jobs for the city of Chicago. And I do believe, as I will say, I do not think, while I know there will be a lot of discussion, I see the creation of the 10,000 jobs, the ability to make McCormick Place stay in the front, invest in the future, continue to attract not only the shows that have been here, but new shows that never looked at the city of Chicago as the right type of investment in our leadership in the convention industry. And it also means, since the 90s, which we have never revitalized Navy Pier, to make the type of investments that are necessary for Navy Pier, which they think can bring another 1 million or 2 visitors to their site and to the city, a unique opportunity. The gentleman and the firm that designed the High Line in New York actually worked on this architectural design for Navy Pier. And you can see all the pictures along the way and the Riverwalk that will be there. And for the city of Chicago, this is a unique opportunity, not just for the job today, but to keep our economic leadership. And I also want to say, on a closing point, these are the types of things that cities do to invest in its future, creating jobs today, but economic opportunity for everybody to participate in and make sure that the city maintains its leadership. I do not think we should have an either-or position. Navy Pier is key to the city's future. McCormick Place is key to the future. All these men and women and all the thousands behind them is key to the city's future. Their families are key to the city's future. Now, we have had times in which companies used to leave here. They're moving back. We've had times in the past where thousands of jobs would depart with those companies and be shredded. We have the opportunity to make an investment that creates 10,000 jobs, 3,700 permanent, and keep Chicago in the leadership in the convention and hospitality industry and the tourism industry. And no one interest can trump an overall goal for the city.